Man, Mac Bergson is going to be disappointed.
Oh, no.
Because when it was just you and I.
Yeah, classic Rob and Joe show tonight.
Yeah, when it was just you, you sat in your normal chair.
Should somebody sit here? Is this weird?
Is this a bad? No, we're leaving it. Right?
I'm not fucking moving.
Can we turn this like this?
It doesn't matter.
Can that?
Justin.
Does that work?
If we turn it, that would mean that we fired Justin.
Yes. Yeah, true.
You're gone.
No.
Welcome, everybody.
Yeah, hey guys. But Mac, when it was just you and I, I would do 50% or more of the talking, he would complain.
Well, we had people back in the day that would both just vigorously shit on us.
Mm-hmm.
You had Mac, and I had about Eric the actor.
Yeah, Eric
and
actor.
then Robbie would have a fake profile,
Captain Cupcake,
that he would just pile on me because he enjoyed to see me be miserable. Yes.
Yeah, Mac said, well, it was terrible. Yeah, you listened for 10 years. All right,
yes.
Stop. Enough. All right. God, speaking of, I'm not allowed to say, okay, they're not related. Mac and the story I'm going to tell are not related.
Unrelated stories.
They're not related. But my father and I went somewhere. I have some stories about that. Maybe I might as well start about it now.
Yeah.
My father and I went somewhere this weekend, an event.
Yeah.
An event that we're not allowed to talk about. So I'm not going to say what it was, but it was a big event.
Yes.
For the show at one point.
Congrats.
And now it's not mentioned. Fair enough. You have to guess what it is. If you guess in chat, I'll say so-and-so is right about it. That's fine. But I'm not allowed to say what it was. But my father's like, yeah, I brought us some cigars.
Yeah.
My friend Stan gave them to me. Stan from Florida gave them to me. All right.
This sounds like a Seinfeld episode.
Right. So I go, oh, he goes, they have those plastic tips on the end. I didn't think I'd like them, but I really do. I go, you're going to smoke 2 cigars with a plastic tip? He goes, no, I got one for you. I'm not fucking smoking that. I'm not smoking.
I like you and Gramps smoking some.
Well, him and I have smoked cigars, but
Mac's upset here because, he's a cigar guy.
Yes, correct. And Mac had nothing to do with these cigars that came to my dad. But my dad, whoever gave my dad these cigars is doing the right thing. Stan, the great Stan. Because why the hell would you waste a good cigar on my dad? He doesn't. What are you going to do? You're going to give him a fucking nice Macanudo? What are you doing? Right. You're not.
You're going to give him twist off red wine. You're not going to give him
a
nice bottle.
Yes. God, that reminds me. I have so many stories about it. But one thing that we did when we went to this event that we went to, my dad's like, yeah, can I get a glass of wine? The waitress or the host or whoever she was. Gone. He's like, can you give me another one of those? Right. And then he's getting ready to have a third, and he's already so fucking obnoxious at this point.
So it just takes one, and then he's off the rails.
2, it's okay. So let me get you there. Where my dad and I had to go, this event.
Yeah.
It's about 2 hours away.
This is so dumb that we can't talk about it. I'm just gonna say it.
Whatever.
Okay.
But it was 2 hours away, this event. Okay.
Yeah.
And my father, I have to pick him up at 9:30 because the person having this event said you need to be there at 11:30 at the latest. I said, no problem. So I'm going to pick him up at 9:30
to get there at the latest.
Right.
All right.
It's really an hour and a half. But anyway, my father texts me at what time and says, hey, I'm downstairs waiting for you.
7:30.
It was 8:55, right?
Okay.
It was 8:55. He goes, yeah, I'm downstairs waiting for you. I go, why?
Yeah.
He goes, I got nothing else to do. I go, well, no, that's not true. You could be watching TV, relaxing
in your room.
You could do anything.
I assume it's not a long trek from his room to downstairs.
Now, no, it's a 1-minute walk.
Okay.
Okay. Now, in addition to that, my father says, because I'm not mad that this is him now because he doesn't have any depth of thought anymore.
Mm-hmm.
He can't have any conversations more than what's happening around him. And he goes, yeah. He goes, so we talk about what he had for breakfast. That's a big conversation.
Nice.
I ask that every time.
Yeah.
And he says, he goes, yeah. He goes, well, I have eggs and Cheerios every other day. I switch off. I go, okay. He goes, today was an egg day, but I had Cheerios because sometimes the eggs take a little longer than Cheerios. I didn't want to be late. I go, late to what? To wait for 35 minutes for me to show up? Yes.
Yes.
He changed his food so he could wait longer for me to show up.
You had a great conversation with him, it sounds like.
Now, so we'll get there. So when I pull up, he walks right out. So meaning he literally is staring out the window.
He's ready.
But it's
this
weird.
Is like me and my dad as a 9-year-old.
Yeah, but he's you,
yes,
right?
Yes, right.
But I show up.
Yeah,
that's it.
there you go.
So the other thing is every single time his vision isn't good. It's not his fault.
Right.
But every single time he walks out and he's always slow and trepidate.
He's not 100% sure.
He's not 100%
well,
sure.
That's just old.
So I roll down the window. I go, hey, it's, come on, old timer. Let's do this. So
you thought about putting a flag on your car or something?
I thought about nothing, about doing nothing. I'm doing nothing different. So
Max, shame on Gramps for loving his son.
Okay. Well, it's funny he says that because my dad, he says basically 4 things. One of the things is he goes, you know what? I love you. He says that all the time.
That's sweet.
But that's the way he says it.
Yeah.
And I go, I love you too. Right.
Okay.
Which I do. I love my father.
Yes.
But it's also here's the other thing he does. I think I've said this, and this is the thing that this fucking chaps my ass.
Mm-hmm.
When I walk in the door, he goes, oh my God. Have I told you that before?
No.
Yeah. I walk in the door, he goes, oh my God. Like, I'm the prodigal son. Is that the right word?
Well, they're saying on the chat here that, he's excited to see you. That should that warm your heart?
Hey, chat,
degree?
you spend an hour with him.
Okay.
Seriously, chat, spend 1 hour with him.
But how many people in your life right now are genuinely excited to see you?
That's it.
Yeah.
It's him, right? So anyway, it annoys me because and I can't wedge into the way his brain works now to say, please stop screaming, oh my God, when you see me. It makes me feel guilty as if I'm not spending enough time here. Meanwhile, I'm spending the most time.
Yeah. I think your approach is wrong, Joe.
Okay, go ahead.
You have to lean into this. So meaning have ridiculous conversations. Try to be crazy.
Like what?
Do hypotheticals with Gramps.
Skydiving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just go
Would
for
you
it.
rather eat a pile of shit or
he's gonna say something funny, maybe not on purpose.
Yeah.
But at least you'll be entertaining yourself.
I want
you can't talk about Cheerios versus eggs. It's not a 2-hour conversation.
Yeah, you're right.
Yes.
Okay. So anyway, my father gets in the car. Now people are gonna have sympathy, but he's fine.
Mm-hmm.
What happened is he goes to this thing called the lunch bunch. God, I can't imagine how miserable the lunch bunch is because it's basically
new podcast coming to the DFP agenda.
Oh God, let me tell you something, man. If I told my dad he had a podcast, I'm telling you, the Chris Restivo's podcast would be 50 times more interesting.
Can we do a podcast for Patreon Palooza with Gramps?
Oh, okay. I told me to talk for an hour. There's no.
It didn't have to be an hour. It's a full day. You know what if you're new to the show, we debuted it last year. I believe it was July 11th. It'll be around the same time this year. Patreon Palooza. We have a full day of brand new content. Every show we have on the Patreon. Yeah. Literally 9-10 hours of content, polls, photos, all kinds of cool things. We always have surprises. Jared is saying we could have an hour-long Gramps cast. So.
Yeah. Now, Max said the best hour he spent in 2023 was an hour with Gramps. Well, Gramps has deteriorated since then, and that wasn't great either. But
how does Max's wife feel about that?
Yeah. Hey, how about it's
your children?
How about Gramps and Max's wife are the ones who? Right. That's the podcast.
Max saw his kids win like friggin' sporting medals. But the most fun he had was with Gramps at El Saltos.
Yeah, Jared does say, how about an hour-long Gramp cast? Okay. Yeah. We'll do it now.
An hour. Let's just throw it out there and see what happens.
There's not going to be an hour. I can promise.
No.
Okay. So, of course,
can we do this? Can we have the chat submit questions for Gramps and he can answer them?
Of course. Yes.
Right.
Absolutely. Okay. So so Gramps and I I forgot to say. So he went to the lunch bunch, and as he was stepping onto the bus to go to the lunch bunch, he fell. Okay. Now
these are just old people. Hey, you fall too, Joe.
I fall all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So, by the way, he's fine.
Yeah.
But they're obligated to tell me about the fall because if he tells me and I don't know, then so they tell me, but they're like, he's fine. Everything. He got up, he went to lunch. He did, he's fine. Right. All right. That's important to the story later. Okay. So we're driving to Nokesville. That's where we're going.
Yeah. It's near Manassas, Virginia.
Right. We're going there. And on the way, my father's like, hey, do you have enough gas? Like, this, by the way, the car I drive.
Yeah.
It's his car.
It's 45 miles per the gallon. Yeah.
And you can literally see how many miles.
Yeah.
I go, no, I have enough gas. He goes, where'd you get that tie? I'm like, store. Like, what could I possibly say? He goes, I don't like it. I'm like, okay, well, that's okay.
Well, describe it.
That's right. It was floral. It had flowers
all
on
it. Right. I like floral. Look at me.
Yeah. And anyway, so everything, but you can't really, it's a difficult ride because, most of it's criticism, right?
Yeah.
What are we getting?
Max says, Gramps, what was your biggest disappointment? Living in that home or having an ungrateful Joe for his son?
Okay.
Welcome, TJ Big Country. First time on the podcast. Sorry, Jeff's not here for you, but welcome to the party, TJ.
So we're on our way there, and I had 2 cups of coffee, and I have to pee.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so
what's the dilemma?
Well, I have to go. So I pull off, and I know everybody knows this. Everybody's experienced what I'm about to describe. I like to pee at like maybe a Wawa, maybe a McDonald's. That's where I like to go to the bathroom, right? So I see on the exit that's coming up, there's a McDonald's.
Okay.
I know this has happened to everybody. As soon as you pull off the exit, it says McDonald's 3.2 miles.
I hate that.
I hate it.
It is something that universally it drives you crazy because those 3 miles, it feels like you've added 45 minutes. It shouldn't
say McDonald's. It shouldn't even say that. McDonald's is not off.
There needs to be a law.
Okay.
You have to be within a mile, otherwise you can't post on a sign.
So by the time I pull off, I realize I can't go there. So I turn that direction anyway. And I know you know these gas stations, but there's a gas station. And the gas station is one of these gas stations, like, doesn't have a bathroom. Like, it's one of those.
You got to go get a key or something in the back. It's very shady. It's not going to be clean. You know that.
Doesn't have a bathroom. So I stopped there, but my father had just fallen. Okay. So I have to drop him off at the door. Okay. Now, I then park. Every single gas pump is occupied. I drive. I mean, I walk I don't know if I walk 100 yards, but I walk a good walk to get back. And by the time I get there, my father is in the bathroom. Now, remember, I stopped because I had to.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to make it.
Oh, it's an emergency.
It's not an emergency.
But it's a pee emergency.
But if I don't
it's better
stop,
than a poo emergency.
I'm not going to make it all the way to Nokesville if I don't stop.
Brittany's saying find a tree.
So I stop and I'm in, and it's a, you've been here. It's a convenience store the size of this room. Yeah. It's got, candy and chips and
just the basics
and auto supplies. Those are the 3 things. And it's the guy's behind glass. And I'm standing there.
Buy a lottery ticket, motor oil, and a Snickers bar.
My father is in the bathroom for 15 fucking minutes. Okay. Now there was some urgency, and I'm telling you, and I'm debating, like, every minute that goes by, I'm like, do I just leave this? But then if I leave, my father walks out. He's not going to know what the fuck to do.
You thought about driving away?
No, I thought about going around the back of this thing. Yeah. But it was positioned precariously where if I went, I would be seen. And it was not a
Can't have that.
So finally, I mean, I'm telling you, I haven't pissed my pants since the 3rd grade. 3rd grade was the last time I pissed my pants. It was the closest that I've come.
Okay.
Since.
You shouldn't be like, as someone who drinks a lot, I know that feeling of having to pee really badly. But if you're just like having some coffee, like it shouldn't sneak up on you that fast, should it?
It didn't sneak up on me that fast.
Well, why didn't you pee before you left the house?
I'm driving.
Now I sound like you're
I know, but well, here's why. You got to remember, I'm driving to pick up my dad's,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm going to 2 hours or whatever to go there, and then I realize so I'm probably an hour and a half into my 50 ounces of coffee. That's what. Okay, so that's where I am, and so I'm like, I'm not going to make it all the way there. Let me go, and then I have to wait 15 more minutes to go. That's what ends up happening. Okay.
Did you consider walking in and maybe there's 2 stalls, 2 urinals?
It was definitely a single use.
Okay.
It was. But I did consider there was a women's room.
Oh, yeah.
The problem is it's so small that I'm like, but I probably should have said to the guy, hey, can I just go in?
I think you should have done that.
You're
not going to take long.
So we get there and we drive to the place.
Mm-hmm.
The building is from the 1700s.
Okay.
Okay. So buildings from the 1700s, what don't they have?
I don't know, friggin' air conditioning, heat.
They don't have elevators for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
So of course, where this event is happening, sorry, I have to go up a flight of stairs. Reasonable.
Yeah.
But my father's not negotiating things super well or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So we go up these stairs, we sit down. This event is very intimate. It's very intimate.
Yeah.
Okay. There's not very many people there.
Invite only.
It's a very, very intimate event. So after the event takes place, everybody just turns their chairs, and then it's just a circle of the people that are there, and they're talking to each other. Now, of course, as you know, my father says 2 things, really 3. Who's prettier, me or you?
Prettier, he is.
Who's cuter, me or you? Who's prettier, me or you?
Oh, you mean this is what he says to women?
He says it to women.
Yes.
It's
a good line.
He also says, were you in the Miss America pageant?
Love that.
Okay. And he also says to other people, do you guys think you're better looking than me?
Right.
Okay, that's his 3 things.
And he says to a couple, to the girl, what are you doing with this ugly guy? Yeah.
That's those
are the classics.
Those are the lines.
Yes.
Okay. I actually kind of dug this. So this woman comes over and he goes, who's cuter, me or you? And she's there like, hey, you. You know, of course, when you hear it for the first time, you're like, oh, here's this adorable old man.
Yes.
I'm telling you, if you went 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, he said it to another woman that was 5 feet away from the woman.
Yeah.
He said it
So
to.
now she doesn't feel special anymore.
She says
Mhm.
to that, and I loved it. He says to that woman, who's cuter, me or you? She goes, you just said the same thing to her. Just shit on him.
She called him out.
Called him out.
Nice.
I was like, yes. Now, unfortunately, he's 51st
Mhm.
dates a little bit, and that's already gone. He doesn't even know he doesn't even know.
Can we introduce him some new lines? Can
So
we write some Gramps lines?
He can't. If you ask him not to say it,
No,
he can't
I
remember.
want him to
No, but
add
hear me
on
out.
to it.
Hear me out. If you ask him not to say it, he can't remember not to say it. So he's certainly not going to remember any new lines. He's not going to do that.
Well, I don't know. I think I should have a talk with him. He might listen coming from me.
So
you know how I am with the ladies.
Yeah, you give him some of your lines. So now we're sitting there in this room, and there are not that many people there. So everybody's heard the 4 things that he said, and he won't stop yelling at the people across the room. The same thing that he'd already said to him. The same thing.
He's
yelling at them. Rob, they're as far away.
Yelling.
Hey. And I go, Dad, calm
What's
down.
happening now? It's just like the
people are exhausted by him. They are exhausted by him. Okay. They're like, okay, enough of this guy. Right. And the person who's having this event is like, God, this is a nightmare, blah, blah, blah. I mean, this guy, he's just the worst. Okay. So now my dad's going to the photographer.
Max says if Rob coaches him up, he'll end up with his phone and wallet stolen. So, listen to the Why story 2 episodes back. Did it on 90 Rock this morning. So, are you about that life?
So now, my dad is going to the photographer. Hey, can you take pictures of me and my sons?
Yeah.
Robbie goes, hey, Dad. He's holding a sandwich. Mm-hmm. Okay. He goes, Dad, she's actually going to take pictures of us, professional pictures of us. He's like, come on, get in here. And Robbie's like, hey, he has a croissant in his hand. Hey, no, the picture gets taken. There is a picture of me, my dad, and Robbie where Robbie's eating a croissant.
I look forward to seeing it on our Patreon.
That's a real picture. Yeah. That's a real picture. Okay. So now he goes and I got to get this guy out of this place. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So we go to it's picture time. We have to go do this. So
sure.
We get the 2 different pictures taken, me and, just the main contributors, right? And then everybody in the whole place. Mm-hmm. We have that.
I think people have figured out now what you're talking about.
I know. I just don't want him to be mad at me. Right. Anyway, so now I need to get. This is a big day for this guy. I got to get this guy out of here. Mm-hmm. It's a big day for the person, the man of the hour. I have to get this guy out of here. I have to do it.
Yeah. Maybe the woman of the hour too. Who knows if there's a man and a woman there?
True.
Nobody knows what this event could be.
My dad says to me, he goes, I have to go to the bathroom. He says it like that.
And you're like, well, there's that gas station on the way back.
Okay. So this house was built in the 1700s.
Yeah.
Do you know
it's a house?
It's like, like a big, right. I don't know if it's a mansion or an estate or something like that. It's a big manor, however you would say it. It's gorgeous, by the way, right? Gorgeous.
Right.
So I have to take my dad up.
There used to be slaves there.
Yeah. This narrow, right?
Yeah.
It's how it precariously goes up these. It's at a 52-degree angle. Sure. I mean, it's trying to go up
between the 2 of you, both known fallers. This is dangerous.
I'm behind my dad, and he has a cane, and I'm getting up the stairs. No exaggeration. It takes 10 minutes to get him up the stairs.
Yeah.
I get him up the stairs, of course. Now what do I have to do?
What do you mean? You got to help him pee?
No, I got to get him back down the stairs.
Oh, okay. I was getting ready to say, how bad is it? Down seems harder.
It is. So you'd think gravity would be helping, but gravity did not help. It did not.
Well, the fall down the stairs is always worse than the fall up the stairs.
I'm, of course, in front of him. So if he falls, I left something out. It's an important thing.
Okay.
After the event, everybody stands up. My dad says, hey, can you help me get up?
Mm-hmm.
I take his arm and go to help him go. He goes right to the ground. Okay.
Does he have a cane?
He has a cane.
Okay.
Now he's on the ground.
Mm.
I then grab his arm and I look at this guy and I'm like, can you help me?
Yeah.
He comes over, gets my dad's other arm, and I'm telling you, can you imagine just trying to help him? My dad is just not even just as all dead weight. Nothing for me at all. No
Yeah.
help, no leverage, nothing. We can't get him up. We just have to stick him back in the chair. Okay.
Max says Joe treating veterans like Trump.
so now I finally get him down the stairs. It was dicey. There's a corner stair that's like a little piece of pizza. And
people were tiny back then.
God, dude, it is so stressful. And finally, then once I get him down, then I have to take him down the original stairs.
It sounds like a lovely day, Joe.
It was so stressful. Finally, I get him in the car. We drive back. And of course, I think I already told you this. There's this new thing called raw dogging a flight. Have you heard about that?
Yeah, no music, no TV, no talking. You just stare straight ahead. I believe it was originally Putty from Seinfeld did this.
Oh, is that right? Yes.
Yeah.
I raw dog the ride home.
Yeah.
Now, my dad is welcome to have a comment.
No radio, no podcast.
No radio, no nothing. 10 and 2, 2 hours. I just go.
Boom.
Now
No
my dad is
texting?
welcome to talk to me.
Yeah.
My dad is welcome to say something to me.
He's had a big day. Was he sleeping?
He was raw dogging it as well. We were both raw dogging the ride back. We get all the way back.
The raw dog duo.
Okay. My dad then sends me I drop him off. My dad then sends me a text.
So this is the best conversation we've ever had.
He goes, he always says that, right? Here's what he says. First of all, you know where he lives, right?
Yeah. Well, I know it's around here somewhere.
He lives in Annapolis. Yeah. Where do I live?
In Annapolis.
Right. He says, did you make it home safely? I said, Dad, I live 5 minutes from you. He goes, that doesn't mean you're safe. I go, well,
that's a very good point.
I'm safe. I made it. Okay. But that's like me going, hey, did you make it to your car? Okay. You're like, my car's in the driveway. It's like, okay. But anyway, maybe Max going to get mad. Maybe I should just say yes. Okay. But I'm just make me so fucking crazy.
I think you should just say yes.
Then Sunday at 9 a.m., he sends me what text? What does he say?
Just had my eggs for breakfast.
Can you read that top one right?
Any chance we get together for lunch today?
No chance. Literally no chance whatsoever am I doing it, but I didn't. I said, can't they do it today, Dad? Sorry. He said, oh, are you doing well? And I go, since yesterday.
Tell him we want him to start saving up stories for the Gramps podcast.
I will definitely do that. But anyway, that was my, and it's funny because, I told the story already that this event sometimes requires presents.
Yes.
And this was my present to the person in the event was taking
What would you have rather spent on a present?
Oh, to not do that?
Yeah.
Well, I'm broke right now.
Gotcha. Yeah. Wonder what happened in your life.
Yeah, I'm broke right now, but most of the time in my life to not do that would have been $1,000.
Okay.
To not have to do that.
Well, maybe we can start a GoFundMe for the next wedding. Hey, let's take a break here from our wonderful sponsors. Be right back. It's the DLP agenda. Justin is in Japan. If you go to @Justin98Rock on his Instagram, he's posting all kinds of cool photos. Him at the Tokyo Dome rocking the orange on orange Orioles. He, Sean Gabbert, and Tony Graysick, aka Larry Poon, are out there. Looks like they're having a great time.
Yeah, it looks like that where their videos that they're sending back, they look very cool.
No, I'd
like to experience a culture that's just totally obviously foreign to me.
Yeah, I've been to Japan, but just for like doing gigs. So it's not really I really got into the actual city itself. When you're on a base, everything around it is sort of Americanized to a degree. But they're having a good time. I just got back from Oregon.
What is it fun? I know Portland is a cesspool, right?
I mean, I've never
the most homeless people.
Yeah,
they're way up there in terms of people that just shit on the street.
They are. I've been to Portland, the club there, and but the club is not really in a downtown area, so I've never ventured much into. I've had a great time at the club. By the way, there's been a long running through line story about AKA Portland girl, who the girl we've mostly talked on Patreon, and I'm going to save this story for Patreon.
That's fair, but real quick, what city did you go to?
Eugene, Oregon.
Okay, Eugene's a big city, right?
Yes, it's where University of Oregon is.
How close is it to Oregon? I mean, to Portland.
Well, I don't think she lives in Portland anymore, but I think it's a couple hours.
Okay.
But I'm just making that up, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's from here to Nokesville.
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
sure.
gotcha.
Yeah, you got to stop and pee when you take that ride. But if you go on next week's Patreon, because I want to tell a story with Justin here, and let's just say there's a payoff to the story.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Yes. It might include the phrase, I want a daddy dom to control me and bring other women into the bed.
It might
include that phrase.
What if it doesn't?
Then that would be horribly. Yeah, she never showed up. Yeah, I might have said that into the mirror. Yeah, so that'll be on Patreon next week. Just a little tease: patreon.com/the DLP agenda. But I had a good time. I don't know what it was, but like Dave Keckner, who I tour with, was like, you were like just on it this week, and I don't know if it was just like getting over this Hawaii thing.
It had to be some of that for sure.
And the club, it's a relatively new club. And I think it's new enough so that like the people that are there are excited that it exists, right?
Sorts, yeah.
And Keckner's a celebrity, and sometimes in these little smaller towns that his celebrity carries a little more cachet.
Yeah.
So I think just the crowds, there was just a good buzz, and I've been doing this new joke that I think has sort of like invigorated me. It started as a joke that we tell in our the Newly Dead Game 2 murder mystery. It's sort of about the reality show Love Is Blind.
Yeah.
But at the end of the joke, I have this new version of that show, and then I say I'm recording an episode in my room, and I give my hotel and my room number. It's not really my room number,
right? But you act like
I act like it is, and then I invite people, and there's this whole, and then it becomes this through line. And one of the shows, again, I kept saying I'm in room 312. I'm not in room 312, but there's these three girls. I later realized it was a mom and the daughters, and they're all a hot mess. Like, they're all drunk, and they're fun, and they're laughing at it. You can't get too dirty for these girls. And I tell some dirty joke, and the one girl says, I think she says, we're horny. I go, did you say you're horny? And she goes, no. I said, we're hoary. I go,
that's better.
Exactly. Horny, like hoary is like your job.
Somebody could be horny and still not want to fuck
exactly,
you, right? But if you're hoary, you have a much better shot.
So
it's better if somebody's hory and not horny. You have a better shot of having sex with them.
I sort of made that point in a joking way.
Right.
Then I literally, because I had my room keys in my pocket, and I had two of them, and I literally threw the room key.
Oh, that's funny.
And then I gave her my actual room number.
Oh, fuck yeah. Okay.
And then I'm like, am I gonna get fucking robbed again?
Yeah, right? You just did you learn your lesson?
I'm like, what the fuck's wrong with me? Then I
By the way, I will say I think that's hilarious.
Yeah, I'm doing it for the laugh.
And
obviously.
I also think that this is a whole different risk, because nobody goes to a comedy club with 5 women and their end goal is to rob you. That's not what it is.
No, you're right. And when I saw them afterwards, I actually saw them twice in the merch line, and then at the bar I went to afterwards. They're so hammered. The room number is not written on the key, so there's no way they remember that.
Did you say, can I have my key back?
You know what I learned? The main girl's what her name was?
Oh, was it Haley?
It was Haley.
Oh yeah,
literally the girl that robbed me. I threw a freaking key.
Did you tell the story? You did.
I didn't tell the story.
You didn't.
But I didn't. Maybe I can work that into a joke. But I'm like, of all the fucking people that.
No, I meant, Haley. Did you tell the story to the girl whose name was Haley?
She was in a place where you could.
Yeah,
talk
right.
to her.
You were right.
She was just like when they got a picture with Dave, like she's bending over, showing her ass. It's like that's the vibe. This is in front of her mom. There's no like chill, right? So that's who we're talking about. And I got the very hoary vibe from her, but also she was so hammered. The hotel
can't consent.
The hotel was across the street.
Yes.
She couldn't find it.
Yeah.
The room number I said out loud. It's not written.
How did they get home?
Well, I have no idea. We parted ways. I went,
right.
But I did, it is a college town. And so I'm looking for a place. So shout out to Megan. Clearly the hottest green room server we've ever fucking had.
Oh, okay. Who's a celebrity she looks like?
I don't know. I have photos with her, but like
I need to see that.
She's not just like hot. She's just fucking, and this is her like not trying to look hot.
Right. Just her working.
Exactly.
Oh, no. That chick's very good looking.
And she kind of knows it, but she talks to you. It's like this natural flirtatious thing.
Right.
Now,
she can't help but be flirtatious.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But she's very sweet. And anyway, so I was like, well, where should we hang out? Where should I hang out? And they're like, well, this is Lucky's is a chill bar. I go to Lucky's. I mean, to me, it's not chill. Okay.
Is it like bum, bum, bum,
it's
bum,
karaoke night.
All right.
And it's packed, and that's fine. I like karaoke. So, all right, I'll do some little yes nos questions for you. Let me see. I wrote some of these down. Let me see.
The first yes no that I would say is, did you do a song? And I would say no.
Okay. Did I do a song?
I would say
no.
you
I did not do a song. So Let me see if I can find. I think I have this somewhere in my. Did I hear Pink Pony Club?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. Did I hear a Taylor Swift song?
God, I mean, the obvious answer would be yes.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Did I hear a song I'd never heard of?
Yes.
Yes. And I was mad because the girl that was singing it, she looked like the coolest girl in the world. She looked like a Aerosmith crazy video Armageddon era Liv Tyler.
Who's the coolest girl that you can think of? That's a celebrity. Who is it?
Gosh, I don't know.
You know who's cool as Emma Stone.
Emma Stone's cool. Yeah.
That's who I go with.
This girl she looked like a grungy, younger Liv Tyler. She had a Pink Floyd shirt on.
Oh, cool.
I wanted to the song she was singing. I felt like I should know it but I guess I wasn't.
Do you
cool
know what
enough.
it was? Can you say
I couldn't. No. I didn't know what it was. Now, if you remember back, I told the story. Jason, our friend Jason, Tim, Jack, they invited me to this Mexican restaurant that they said was happening.
Oh yeah,
and we go there.
Yeah.
It's dead.
Yes.
And on the TV, they're playing just music, Mexican music that you've never heard of. Did someone sing a song that was sung at that?
Yeah, how would you remember it? I obviously answers yes.
Elvis Martinez. A guy went up there and sang an Elvis Martinez song, and it bombed.
Because when it says the song starts, it says who it is, and you saw Elvis Martinez.
And I'm like, what the fuck nuts? The fucking guy singing.
First
of all, why are you in the bar? You're like old like me,
I'll bet
right?
you right now we can pull up Elvis Martinez Wikipedia. I bet he's huge.
Oh, I bet he's massive.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right.
Go ahead, keep talking. I'm gonna pull.
Did a guy sing an original rap song?
God, I mean, my instinct is no, so I'll say yes.
He absolutely did.
Yeah, right. Okay, what was it called? Do you remember?
Well, the thing is, the name doesn't pop up, Joe, because there's no lyrics. It's just him singing to a beat that he's given the DJ.
But usually there's a chorus, and you're like, oh, it was
okay. It was a white guy. Was his rapper name White Panther, the White Knight, Zach, or let's just go with
it's not that last one because you were thinking
exactly.
Give it to me. It's the White Panther. Zach. It's Zach.
It is Zach. Yes, his rap name was Zach. So Zach goes up there, and then I didn't mean to be this guy, but obviously he's there to like kill it and get chicks to talk to him. He walks off. I go, hey, job well done. I sound like I'm his fucking dad. He's like, I'm here. I want chicks to talk to me. Now this fucking old guy's saying, bravo. Well done, youngster. I enjoyed your rap.
Hey, Elvis Martinez, pretty big wiki. I mean, look how many studio albums he has. Is that 12?
Well, Zach, you'll get there one day, Zach.
Yeah.
Then I start talking to this guy, and the town he's from, he's proud of it, is known for meth. I'm no longer
Albuquerque.
Yeah, I'm no longer doing true or false because it's you'll just do whatever.
They're all true. It's like
exactly. No, it's somewhere in Oregon I never heard of. Then he says that Minnesota Fats there's a pool table there.
Yeah,
used to play pool at this place.
At this shitty bar that you're at.
While this is happening, his pool partner is randomly just doing backflips. What's fucking happening?
I guarantee you, Minnesota Fats never fucking.
No. I'm like, what is he doing? He goes, he's doing backflips. I go, why?
How many professional pool players do you know?
I met a guy in the West End Grill the other week that tours with a guy who's a professional pool player, and they sort of hustle people. So, very interesting.
So that's one
Yeah.
But there's Minnesota Fats, and then there's the hot Asian chick.
Oh, the Black Widow?
Yeah, the Black Widow.
Yes.
Hey, I don't know her name, so I guess I don't know.
Sorry, yeah.
I think her last name's Lee. Anyway,
yeah, it is. It's Tommy Lee. Then which famous philosopher did he misquote to me?
Socrates.
Yes.
What
Is
did he say?
He goes,
"You damned if you do, damned if you don't."
He goes, "My way or the highway." He goes, "I feel the need for speed." I don't think this is Socrates. He goes, "Beauty is wasted on the youth."
Oh, he wasted on the young. Yeah, beauty is wasted on the young.
But I thought the saying is that youth is wasted on the young.
Yeah, I think it is. You're right.
Because the idea is that when you're...
Yeah, I think it is youth when is wasted on the young.
When you have knowledge enough to like make a way in this world, you're too old to do anything about it.
There it is. Look, it is youth is wasted on the young. Sure, this guy didn't, not only did he
but that's not even Socrates, is it?
Let's see who we got. Do we have who says it? Youth is wasted on the young. We don't. The quote was attributed to George Bernard Shaw. We only missed it by a few millennia.
Exactly. Yeah. Then one black girl there. Her name was Latoya. Shocker.
Okay.
It was her birthday. Did she sing Beyonce, Rihanna, Taylor Swift, or Backstreet Boys.
Backstreet Boys.
Yep, I want it that way.
Yeah, Backstreet Boys.
Yep.
Tell me why.
Then a guy did a lounge singer version of Smells Like Teen Spirit.
Okay.
Fucking weird as shit.
It wasn't good.
And it's just like, why? Like,
I don't. Was he trying to be funny?
Yeah,
obviously.
but like,
it didn't work.
I don't. Do you want to laugh at karaoke, or do you want to? I mean,
I want to
how
cry.
is it fun? You just want all sad songs.
Yeah.
That song about
the
suicide.
Can you sing Wildfire about?
Yeah. What's the Eric Clapton song that woman sang?
Tears in Heaven.
Exactly. That's what you want to sing. Then, the most fabulous gay black guy. We were in line to go to the bathroom, and he felt like he needed to go ahead, and I let him go ahead. And then he washed his hands a lot, and I didn't. But then he went up there and sang "Feeling Good," I believe it's by Nina Simone.
You mean "Feeling Good" like I should? That's Sunday Best.
No, that's not. And I went up there afterwards, and I said, "Hey, I think it's because I let you pee.
That's why
in front
you
of
nailed
me."
it.
And he was like, "No, that wasn't it." He didn't get the joke. I was just like, "I wasn't serious."
No, I'm good.
Yeah, no, I'm actually really talented.
Yeah. Even if I had to go, I'd been amazing.
So it was a good weekend. I have these shows, all of them on video. So hopefully I can.
Oh, and you killed it because
clip.
you were feeling good. That's also helped your psyche, right? When you do well, that's obviously
no, absolutely. And I think probably have this clip of me throwing that hotel room at that table, which should land. It was good. Rob, you were so bored you took notes. I'm by myself at a bar and I'm doing work stuff. I have to keep coming up with content for the podcast. So I literally did take notes. Yeah. Here I am going out of a bar by myself. I didn't get robbed. I didn't get roofied. I might have brought someone back to my room, but whatever.
Hey, when Eric was on, were you out or was Justin out?
I was out.
So
I was in Hawaii.
So I've been very anxious to have Eric on. A, because he's my friend.
Yeah.
B, because he's hilarious.
Yeah.
But C, because he's going to set up that sauna for me.
I don't, Joe.
Yeah.
You've built the sauna. Don't you just put water in the thing?
You just put water in that
and hit start.
That's exactly what you do.
Why can't you? What are you failing to do?
So no. It's done. I didn't know. First of all, I didn't know how to operate it.
Okay.
So and I'm not, my reading comprehension now is such that and the other thing is I know somebody who has one. So I'm just like, well, I'm not going to go through all these misoginations. Is that the right word? What's the word? Machinations.
Misoginations is a whole nother thing.
I want a misogynation. Machinations. That's it.
It's about
Mac Berkson and Nations.
Mm.
So I just like, he'll come over and he'll show it to me. Now it took a couple months. He came over, he showed it to me.
But you bought this on it 2 months ago. You immediately put it together. Since then, nothing.
Well, I like doing stuff like that.
But you got to the 1 yard line and then just stopped running plays.
It's so true, because all that you need to do is hook these things up. But now I have the water, so I'm like, all right, well now, and it's all you have to do is hit one button.
Yeah.
And then it's good. So the other day, hit the thing, got in there, stayed in there for 30 minutes, sweated out.
Okay.
Haven't been in it since. That's the only time I've ever.
Did you? Oh, that's you. Did you took a photo? You sent it to
There's nothing that's right. It's topless photos.
Did it feel good? Did it feel like
it did feel good? I'm not quite sure what it like. I worked out today. That's really what I need to do. I mean, I could sit in that thing. You know, I don't think I will. You know, I got to get to bed right after this because I'm on the air tomorrow.
No, you know I mean, when's the proper time to sauna? Is it?
I don't know.
Night?
Here's the thing. I think
you sauna and then you take a shower, then you go to bed. Does that make sense?
I thought what I would be doing now that, I'm newly separated, that I would have a bunch of free time and I would need to occupy it with exercise and sauna and diet on. So I did that. I did that for, the first couple months. And now it's hard for me. Let me tell you what I did instead.
Instead of dieting and sauning?
Well, I do Peloton pretty regularly.
Okay.
I do that, but it's hard after work. I'm like, all right, Joe, you got to get on this thing. You got to, I have to motivate myself. You got to do it. But instead, I watched Bloodsport.
Kumite.
I then watched Lionheart. Now, do you know what Lionheart is?
It sounds familiar.
It's the same movie.
Yeah.
As Bloodsport.
Gotcha. Yeah. All those movies are the same.
And then I watched Kickboxer. You know what that is?
Yeah, it is. I do know what that is.
It's the same movie as the other two.
Are you is this
it's recommending
a fighting mood?
No,
it's the algorithm.
It's recommending, and I'm like that. Okay. Now, of these three movies, it's like, all right, Do you want to drink piss? Do you want to eat shit? Or do you want to gargle vomit? Like, what do
Yeah.
you want to do? So none of them are, they're all, that's actually not a good, that's not a good analogy.
Yeah, I
because
don't understand the analogy.
well, they're bad movies.
Oh, but they're entertaining.
You're right. So it is a bad analogy because the movies are shit, but also like
but you know that going in.
I thoroughly enjoy all of them. I wonder, do you know the ultimate, the final boss in these three movies? Do you know
Is
them?
it Eric Roberts?
No, in Bloodsport, it's that jacked Asian guy that throws the stuff in his face.
Mm-hmm.
In Lionheart, it's a guy, he almost looks like Gene Simmons from Kiss.
Okay.
But he's huge and he's got these big sideburns or whatever. And then the last one is a guy who's a Muay Thai champion.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't have any hair except for this long ponytail that's off of his head or whatever. And I'm like, if these three fought, like, who would win out of those guys?
So you're saying, you're pitching an idea of like the Expendables, but all the bad guys.
All the bad guys, right? They get together and they fight. The guy from Bloodsport. Now,
great fucking idea.
It's too late because now they're 70 years old or whatever.
But that's a great idea.
But if they would have those guys, now here's what I thought was funny. So,
and a lot of those guys die in these movies. So,
well, I don't think any of them die in these movies. Not they don't.
Right.
Now,
we can make that work.
The guy with the one guy, I can't remember his name, Mao Tong or something. The guy in Kickboxer, he did paralyze his brother. He paralyzed his brother. So what he did was he beat his brother up, but then at the end he hit his spine and then he paralyzed.
This is what I want to do. We're going to take a break here in a second, but I want us to think about this. Like the Expendables, which combines Stallone and Schwarzenegger and Chuck Norris and all these.
Mel Gibson,
the transporter guy.
Yeah.
What if we could make a movie with just the villains in these movies, like a Hans Gruber kind of type?
Well, you can't do. He's dead.
I'm just this is hypothetical. So
it would have. Here's the.
But
problem.
Hold on, I want to play this. This is on the latest of Dork Dynasty, available on our Patreon and available. Hold on.
Sorry about that. I was trying to.
All right, let's play.
I jumped again.
All right, let's.
It was. I do remember.
All right, let's.
The Sega Saturn was my very first foray.
Hold on. I think it's my fault because I'm playing the audio from our YouTube, so that's on me.
All right, why don't you stop doing that?
We'll start
try
over.
Again.
We'll start all the fuck over.
We can cut all this out.
We're gonna cut it all out. It's all gonna be cut out. Where the fuck is my? There we go. And mute that. Take 2 bitches, and we go. Here's the latest from Dork Dynasty. Justin talking about, well, only Justin can.
It was. I do remember the Sega Saturn was my very first foray into the internet before I got my actual PC. And the very first thing is I went into the typing bar and I typed tits and I hit enter. And it took me to Hustler's website and I clicked it and it just slowly over a 28.8K modem dropped open Hustler.com's homepage.
Hell yeah.
And I saw 2 480i interlaced titties on screen on my dad's JVC 32-inch tube television.
Hell yeah.
Top 5 day of your life, right?
I'm telling you, I was like, holy fuck, I'm a hacker. I'm a hacker now. This is it. I'm like that Angelina Jolie movie, Hackers. I'm into the mainframe now, and I never ran and grabbed a washcloth to spew into quicker. As just these 2 big digital tits were on my screen. I'm like, this is where I live now.
Justin Schlegel.
Yeah, now I listen to that whole thing started because you have
stuff.
to, and they do a good job because the cherry on top is always what Karlheim's playing.
I know.
So they do a good job because you have to wait until the very, very end.
Absolutely.
And you can't really fast forward because what if you miss it? So
it's a great show. Eric and I will be recording a new Laughs Count Anywhere. Justin is in Japan. He's giving us our WrestleMania picks. It'll be out Saturday afternoon before the Mania card, which is Saturday night and Sunday night. Brand new debut of our latest murder mystery Thursday night. That's April 17th at the DC Improv Lounge. It's almost sold out, so let's push it to get that way. Myself, Ashley Kettler, our newest cast member, Josh Caderna, who was a big part of our original The Answer is Murder. It's trivia night meets murder mystery. I finally have done the math, and it's hard to come up with, but this is our 10-year anniversary come Saturday the 19th of Die Laughing Production.
We did 10 years we've been doing this.
Absolutely. How many shows, including this one that debuts Thursday night, have we done, Joe?
17.
You're close. 19.
Jeez. That's
19.
crazy. There has to be some that we like. There's some we don't do at all. The Michael Jackson one, which I think is a mistake because I guess nobody gives a shit that he's a pedophile.
No, I
everybody's
hear
fine with
music
it.
everywhere. There's a Broadway
Everybody's
play.
everybody's fine with it.
Fine with
There's
it.
a Cirque
He's
du
never
Soleil.
been bigger.
No, it's yes.
Yes.
You're like he died before he got busted.
You could run for president and pick a Michael Jackson song as like your song to run to.
Wait, they did the Village People. People were like,
Yeah.
Is this relevant? This is from the 70s, but they like it or whatever. Yeah. So I sponsor Midship.
Do we want to do this? I think we'll table that conversation
Okay,
about the
sure.
movies with Justin because I want him to get him on the all-time.
Okay. Yeah.
That's a
we
Justin.
can. Yeah. I will say one thing about real quick about the villains. Kickboxer 2 does not have Jean-Claude Van Damme in it.
No, big mistake.
But it does have the villain, the guy who lost. He's now still the villain. That's
Okay.
very rare to see that, where the same villain who was defeated, and now there's
there's the villain. His cachet is gone.
There's a new hero.
Yeah,
You've
already lost. Dude.
Another guy's going
Right.
to defeat him.
Yeah,
whatever. All right, so my midshipman, maybe I won't name names. Jackson, my midshipman Jackson. He has a buddy, Torrin. They're over here, and they were lucky enough to lure some girls over here.
Hey,
they actually had girls over at this.
Wow,
place.
they're lucky enough. It's hard for a good-looking midshipman to find a woman.
Obviously, yes. I mean, they're not having any problems.
No.
Yes, Jackson's a good-looking quarterback.
Man, do quarterbacks?
Yes.
Do men in uniform?
Yeah, nobody ever
guys that
talks
are jacked?
Nobody ever talks about dating the quarterback.
Wow, how did he pull that? He must have lied to her.
Yes. Anyway,
did he have some nice cigars that Gramps gave him?
Yeah. Who's cuter, me or you? And I go, don't use that line, whatever.
He could still use it. It would work.
But obviously, no matter what he does, it's probably going to work or whatever. But I'm listening to the game. I'm listening to it. Okay. So I don't want to be down there. They don't need me down there. Right. You follow what I'm saying? Downstairs.
Yeah.
So I go and I'm hhiding in my room. First thing I said, the music is blaring.
Okay.
It's blaring. Okay. Which, by the way, okay, if that's what you think the girls like, whatever you're doing, that's fine. So they're listening to country music. It's blaring. Okay. It was about when I went upstairs. It was about. They said they stayed up till 3:30. So they were, it was pretty late when
my kind of guys
when they did it. And he said that they went outside to the where our little patio area is, and he said they were dancing. Okay.
At 3 a.m. on the patio.
3 a.m. to country music.
Okay.
They were dancing. 2-step. Okay. I'm like, is this working? Does this work? And I guess no matter what he did, it would have worked. But I'm like, is that going to work?
Well, at some point, you got to move it to somewhere else.
No, but
if there's a goal.
But they're also nice guys. They weren't trying to. This was.
I'm a nice guy too, fellas.
What I'm saying, this was a long game. They're not. They weren't trying to bed these girls down.
I get that. I have the long game going on with about.
They had a good time with these girls.
12 years in,
and then they sent them on their way. That was their night. So they, this wasn't they weren't trying to fucking hook up with these chicks. They like them. Okay?
Nice,
for real,
good for them.
But the other guy. Okay, so my friend Jackson, I guess, likes this girl, and she had a friend and Jackson had a friend, and they're trying to meet these two up, right? Okay, so that's what's happening. Now, the guy, I love the guy. Shout out Torn. I love him.
Yeah.
But of course, he's nervous because he's getting set up, and he's like, what am I going to, is she going to look like she crawled out from under a bridge? Is she going to look like the Precious? But this chick was adorable. I mean, this chick was very, very cute, right?
Nice.
So I'm like, well, what did you do? Did you get her number? He didn't get her number. Okay.
Do they do that anymore, or is it just an Instagram thing?
What are they? That's funny you say that. It wasn't Instagram.
TikTok, Snapchat.
It was Snapchat.
Yeah.
So what he did was there was something she was doing on her phone, and he goes, "Here, I'll figure it out for you." And when he did that, he put his Snapchat on there. Okay, but then
I feel it's creepy that we're talking about this. Like, do we need to know about this?
It's them. They're
sure.
trying to get it done. Is it creepy that I'm?
Well, no, that we're like this is like we're. You're leering over them. I don't know.
No, they told me the story.
Okay, all right.
No, I'm upstairs hiding in my room. I'm not down there trying to ruin
be
them.
funny.
Whatever.
Doing your jokes.
Well, it is funny you say that because when they first came, I was on. You know what I mean?
Brittany calls it snatch chat.
When they first came, I was dialed in.
Yeah.
Okay. And I was also super high, right?
Yeah.
So I was. You know how I get.
Are you
right?
on Snapchat now, Joe?
I'm definitely on Snapchat now. I'm not on Snapchat. But I'm like, I'm efforting.
Yeah.
Right. I'm trying to make them laugh.
They're calling you Uncle Joe. I think you mean Grandpa.
Yeah. Right. Well, that's true. I
Yeah.
mean, when they tell me the age of their parents,
Yeah.
they're all younger than me.
Yeah.
So, because my kids are 27 and actually my son turns 25 on 420. Shout out, James. So anyway, but after I do, I do my little antics or whatever, I go upstairs, I leave them alone or whatever. Well, the next day I'm out to, lunch with these guys, right?
Sure.
And he tells me that's how I found out about that. He got the Snapchat and he did all that stuff. And I'm like, all right, well, how's it work? What do you do? And he goes, well, she already snapped me.
Nice.
He's waiting.
Yeah.
So apparently I heard that you can partially, I don't know how Snapchat works.
I don't know how it works either.
But you can partially slide it over so you can kind of see what it's about, but you don't, if you slide it all the way, they know you saw
God,
it.
this sounds like a nightmare.
Right? So
this would give me so much anxiety. I think I have a Snapchat. I think I signed up like 10
now
years
he
ago.
didn't tell me this.
Yeah.
This was told to me by somebody else.
Yeah.
But he partially slides over the Snapchat. I don't know if he did this or not, but he said he was waiting and he said he was going to wait 30 minutes. Is that a good amount of time to respond to the Snapchat? Because I think
He's
about
asking you?
No,
Okay.
I'm asking you because I'm thinking like a phone call. You get somebody's number, you can't call the next day. That's
Right.
that makes you look desperate. But texts or now snaps.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing, people say you got left on red.
Yeah.
Well, if it's a Snapchat, they know if you see it. So eventually they know if you see it. If you see it,
it's too much stress.
if you see it, you have to respond right away, right?
Mhm.
You can't see it and not respond because then it looks like, well, what the fuck? You're not interested in me? I don't know. Girls are in here because I know a lot of times girls, if guys are over eager, then girls don't like that. I know that.
Okay, hold on, Joe. The girls on the chat now they're claiming that I'm looking disinterested. Are you getting that vibe?
Are you disinterested?
I mean, I think they're saying that I'm tired, but I believe, oh my God, Rob couldn't be less enthused tonight. I think I'm being enthused.
Is this not interesting?
I don't know. I think I'm being enthused. Yes.
Who's saying that? Who's saying
everyone's saying it. Mac's been disinterested. Okay. All right.
Oh, cool, Uncle Joe. Yeah, I'm just reading this.
Shout out to Alex. Alex is a guy I've met in Portland a few times. He came out to Eugene for the shows. He came to the office trivia show, and he had the team name "Fuck That Misty Bitch," which we now know is Haley's real name.
Oh yeah.
So
he was a listener.
He's a listener.
Thank
so
you, buddy.
that was great to see that.
Appreciate.
I got to share this before I forget. So we all know Jason, our friend. I spoke about him a second ago, and our friend Tim, who built this table. And I think we would both consider Tim a very nice guy.
Oh, he's the nicest guy.
And
yes.
Jason, we love
not a nice guy. Not nice.
So Jason and I, obviously, we've gotten really big into golf, and Tim was the latest to start golf, and has definitely come the furthest in the shortest amount of time, and is now it's not inconceivable that he will be. The bar is not super high with being better than me or Jason.
He could definitely be the longest, right?
He already is the longest.
Yeah, because
but he could end up being the best easily, right? And so I said to Jason, I was like, yeah, watch Tim end up being the best player amongst us. And I go, I'd be really happy for him. Jason goes, I'd kill myself.
Wow, there's a wide berth between those two.
Yeah, but that explains Jason right there in a great way.
Hey, congrats! This is not necessarily show worthy. You won the golf pool.
Oh, I did. Yeah,
God, it was neck and neck for a long time, man. And
I won $100 on that, $100. The other pool I doing like $300 on DraftKings. Had a good Masters weekend.
Triple bogey.
I know that was great to watch.
God,
yes. It was good to watch that. So,
are you guys speaking of watching? Are you watching Love on the Spectrum?
Everyone talks about it, and it's how many seasons are there?
3.
You could just jump in anytime.
I only watched the last season. I'm telling you, man.
All right.
This show is a fucking incredible. It is fucking incredible. Shane Gillis does this joke.
People, I'm looking at my phone. Don't say that I'm not interested. I'm just waiting on a reply.
So Shane Gillis does this joke where he says, people that are special needs, they're the best of us.
Yes,
they are.
Mm-hmm.
And you always think about people. They're like, man, if I had a special needs kid, dude, are you kidding me? I get it that if they're at this level, right, where they're autonomous beings. They're just, and my dogs, they're just, when somebody came here, they're just super awkward. Okay. And
but in a lovable sense.
Yes. So
Mhm.
I want to say this. There's a girl, and I'm trying to remember what her name is. But anyway, she's basically like an 8-year-old,
Mhm.
right? She loves dolls. She loves Disney. Like that's what she's
Gotcha.
into. Okay. But she's cute, and she's also can have a regular conversation with
Mhm.
regular people. She's just a little weird.
Right.
Right. But the idea is that they're going to set them up with somebody and they want them to find love. And the guy that they set her up with the first time, this guy, I mean, he's a super special needs, right?
Right.
And like she gets there and he has headphones on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he's laying down on the table.
He's listening to Dork Dynasty.
he's laying down, and I'm frustrated because I'm like, the producers think this is going to be a connection. This guy can't even.
But they're not trying to like reality TV show it where they're trying to set up a bad connection. They want it to work.
You
right?
would think, right? You
Yeah.
would think they want it to work.
All
and
the intentions are
but
pure.
you have to get people. You know what I
Right.
mean? You have to get them here. You can't. It can't be. This is where it was. And of course, she talked to her therapist before or whatever, this woman, the autism expert, before, and she gave her 3 rules. She goes, if you like them, say, I had a really good time on this date. Maybe we can see each other again.
Okay.
If you don't like them romantically, but you want to be friends, say, hey, I don't think there's a romantic connection, but maybe we can be friends. And if you don't like them at all, you say, and you don't even want to be their friend, you say, I don't think it's a romantic connection, but I wish you the best.
You say this to them, or you send them a message?
No, this is what
seems like this is gonna be real life dating.
This is what you say at the end of the date.
Okay.
And of course, at the end of the date with the guy laying down,
what's the date they're doing?
They go out to dinner or lunch or whatever. And at the end of the date, she literally says, hey, I don't feel like there's a romantic connection, but I wish you the best. She never wants to see this guy.
Yeah.
This guy Well, then eventually she goes out with this guy. He's a fucking cowboy. Okay. So he's a cowboy. He shows up. He's a DJ.
I love him.
Okay.
He's the pick of the litter here.
He wears a cowboy hat. He's a DJ.
He's got that riz.
Every time he says something, his responses are I'm like, is this guy? Is he autistic? He seems cooler than me. Like, what the fuck is that? Like, what is happening? I guarantee you there are people in chat that watch this. So then,
all right, he seems cooler than me. Could be a show title.
He's definitely cooler than me. And every time, so he's like, she'll be like, oh, my favorite Disney princess is whatever. He goes, oh no, I like her. Yeah, she's good. Yeah, no, I like the Disney. And she's like, do you like this? He goes, I like it. And one thing that's funny, he goes, I can name the key of any country song. She's like, oh,
that's cool.
I got friends in low places. F sharp. I don't know. E minor. Like, he does. He knows. And she just starts rattling off songs, and he knows all of them. So, by the way, I could have listened to that all day, where she says songs and he then says that. Okay. But one thing that by the way, they're trying to get these people to fuck. I'm kid you not.
They have sex?
There's one couple. His name is Adon, and whatever this girl is, and all she wants to do is fuck this guy.
Do they see it through? Like, do they have past people? They're married now. Do they have updates?
There are definitely people that are carried through. I don't know who's having sex, but this Adon and this other girl, I can't remember her name. She wants to fuck this guy.
So it's sex on the spectrum.
They break up because he's like, I don't want to have sex till marriage. Meanwhile, he's just so awkward that he can't. Okay,
he's just putting it off.
They literally break up because he will not fuck this. And I'm like, can they consent? Yeah. Whatever. Either way, these two, the girl, God, I wish I could remember her name, and the cowboy. They're like, hey, do you want to kiss?
Okay.
Now she's never kissed anybody.
Right.
Okay. He's like, oh, heck yeah, I'll give you a kiss or whatever. And they make out, and we were watching these two people.
Is it awkward or is it lovable?
So there's a lot of them that are awkward.
Yeah.
This one, it wasn't that awkward because they didn't show their lips. They showed kind of her, the back of his head. And, so I didn't get to see the actual, which is a better angle for these people. Because when Adon would make out with the horde who wanted to fuck him and he couldn't, when that happened, every time I watched it, it was a little more uncomfortable than the last time.
Do you think you look awkward making out with a woman?
I think I
don't.
Look
cool?
I don't think I look cool.
Okay.
I don't think I look awkward.
You think it's nothing memorable? You wouldn't. Nobody would stop and say that looks amazing or awkward or weird.
I think I'm good at that.
Making out, or
I do.
Okay.
I think I'm good at that.
Interesting.
So maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm not.
Time to have a kiss off, ladies.
I'll definitely start. Brittany, you want to make out? All right.
Yeah.
So this is why I'll leave it here. the cowboy who again he seems like a regular guy.
He seems awesome.
He's now meeting the parents of the girl who collects the dolls or whatever. Okay. He knocks on the door. They open up the door. They start making out. Okay?
In what key?
They go inside. The dad, who's a normal guy, they're just full on making out in front of the parents, right? And the dad's like, okay, all right.
Yeah,
and he's
okay.
like, they will not stop. I'm telling you.
He's got a rope. He's lassoing her.
I'm giving something away, but it doesn't. You're gonna love it when it happens.
Yeah.
It's so awesome that it's the very end of the last episode of the season,
Right.
So you have to wait to watch this
So
happen.
this big cowboy payoff.
And when those two are making out in front of the parents, I'm telling you, it's the most uncomfortable, but also the fucking funniest thing. I was crying. It's so. I guarantee you, there are people in.
Brittany watched it. She goes, "It's hard to watch sometimes. I think Steph can't handle it." Mac says it makes him cry.
Oh, it's okay. I'm not going to be critical of people who can't handle it, but they're the best of us.
Yeah.
They haven't done anything like they're really just kind and now there's some of them that are just too.
Mhm.
There's this guy Tanner who you'll see. I don't want to use the R word, but he's super that. I mean,
Yeah.
And so sometimes you're like, okay, well, that's a little bit.
Do
much
you
or whatever.
think I could pull off that cowboy, the key thing
Hey,
with women, but just
make
lie?
it up?
Yes.
I don't see how. Well, not now. You know
Okay.
why?
Mhm.
Because everybody's seen this show.
Oh, gotcha.
And they're gonna
All
know.
right.
But people who haven't,
Mhm.
because you could say, I watched. I can't remember the cowboy's name, but I watched that cowboy on Love on the Spectrum. I can do the same thing. Give me a fancy A minor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well,
Whatever. You can just
right.
all do F sharp. Yeah,
Just keep rattling them off.
Keep rattling them
No,
off.
yes.
But anyway, I'm definitely rooting for. Of all the couples, there's a lot of great ones. You'll see Connor's another great one.
Yeah.
But it's definitely worth a watch. I would start at season 3. Well, I say that because I didn't see the other 2 seasons, but I watched season 3 and I absolutely loved it. But that's when you meet the cowboy, you're gonna be like, what's wrong with this guy? He just seems like a regular guy.
Connor, Brittany says Joe off the spectrum. I think Joe on the spectrum is a good show title. That's the show title, Joe on the Spectrum. Hey, thank you, DP. And again, next week, Justin's back. We will have a bonus episode. I'll tell the story, the dirty secrets of Eugene, Oregon.
Oh, I'm excited about that.
And Justin will clearly have some Japan stories. New Laughs County will drop Saturday afternoon before Mania. We're having a little WrestleMania get-together Sunday night, so we'll sure have some stories from that. As always, DieLaughingProductions.com. All murder mysteries coming up on the 17th. We got some stuff in May at the Rams at end of May, July 5th at Magooby's Joke House. And of course, April
show
17th,
up. I need the money.
He
Show
needs
up.
the money.
Show up.
Thanks, guys. Later.
See ya.